name is Brittany Russell, and today we're at the F&M Fashion Show, Project Red. This is
Hi, welcome to this episode of Purple Pride. I'm your host, Cameron White. We have a very special guest in our studio today, Jalessa Davis, president of our very own fashion organization here on SFA's campus, Fashion in Motion. She is joining us to share all the juicy details about the organization's annual project, Red Fashion Show. Welcome to the show, Jalessa.
Hi, it's great to be here.
So can you start off by just giving us a little bit of information about yourself?
Well, my name is Jalessa Davis, as you might know, and I'm a junior here at SFA. My major is communications, radio, and TV, and my minor is public relations.
Public relations? Oh,
Yes.
okay, cool. What is Fashion in Motion?
Fashion in Motion. Well, it is a fashion show where we basically bring awareness to the community. And through this fashion show, we take many talents. You know how to do hair, makeup, clothing. But with that, we want you to make a statement with the things that you know how to do.
Right.
So that way we can bring awareness, kind of like, for example, Project Red. The awareness is AIDS. So with clothing, we might go red. You know, it's kind of like a big statement with AIDS, red. With as far as jewelry, we might go condoms, safe sex. So
right.
it'll be things like that. But that is really what Fashion Motion is.
Okay. So do you think you could tell us how long has F&M been an organization here on campus?
F&M has been an organization for about, I want to say, 5 years.
5 years?
5
Oh, okay,
years.
so they were here by the time I got here. So
Yes.
nice to know that y'all have some longevity on campus. What does F&M do and why, if you don't mind me asking?
What we do is really just put the awareness out there. We do fashion shows, but not only do we do fashion shows, we do kind of like know your body forms. That way, some people are not so much confidence, but it's kind of like know your body and know how to get the confidence going and really just getting out there and being comfortable with yourself.
Okay. How many shows have you guys produced?
We have produced 11 shows.
11 shows?
Yes.
Okay, which one would you say was the most successful, if you can, off the top of your head?
Most successful. I would definitely have to say they've all been very successful. It's not just one I can just really pick and be like, oh, that one. They have all just been successful.
A lot of hard work and dedication
Yes.
goes into it?
A lot of hard work from the beginning of the semester to the show, and the show is like towards the end of the semester, so it's like work all semester.
About how long does each fashion show last?
It lasts about 2 hours.
2
When you put about over 200 hours in, it lasts for only 2 hours.
Okay. What do you all do at the fashion shows? Like, I noticed, like, do you all do like the same thing, like the catwalks, like you would see on America's Next Top Model or something like that, or is it a little more conservative than that?
What we do is a mixture of everything. With us, we have different acts. For this last show, we had kind of acting in the middle, kind of like we did like a theatrical thing this year. So with that acting, what we did was kind of show, instead of only the clothes and the design showing, we kind of did the scenes in between so we could really get personal with the crowd about AIDS and stuff. So we do a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, I noticed that you said that you all bring awareness by doing your all fashion shows, and I believe you said that this year was AIDS.
Right.
Is there a particular reason as to why that you all did this for AIDS, or was it just kind of like random, or?
Well, the first guy who started Fashion Motion is Raphael, and each fall semester, there's a different awareness. But every spring we do AIDS. To be honest, it's just been a tradition with F&M for spring to be AIDS. But for every other, like when the fall semester, we do different things. Like this semester coming up, we're thinking about doing like Go Green, environmental.
Okay, what all goes on the day of the show? Is it pretty stressful, or?
We're in there about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 12 midnight. So it's pretty stressful. It's stressful.
To 12 midnight? So
12.
And you still got to wake up and then go to class and everything?
Yes. It's
So-
really stressful though.
So
It's worth it.
I can imagine. So you will get a lot of gratification out of knowing that we've put so much work into this project,
Yes.
and to know that it's gone off without a hitch. I bet that's really it feels really great.
It really does. For only 2 hours.
Will this be a never-ending tradition with the Fashion Red?
I would hope so. I would hope it be a never-ending tradition. I would hope that when I leave, that it would keep going, and the president, I just became president. I just hope that, I'm able to take all that responsibility and make it something bigger.
Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, when you guys put on a show, is it like how many people can actually like fit into there? Because I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about the F&M fashion show all the time, and I know a lot of people always go. But like, is it always like standing room only, or do you have enough seats to accommodate everybody who wants to come and see the fashion show?
We have enough seats. It's the grand ballroom. So if it's about, I believe, 800 people, and we've had shows before where people have stood in the back, but if it's about, I believe 800, I believe so.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yes.
Do you all have any sponsors for when you all put on your shows? Like, is there anyone who says, okay, we like what you all are doing, and we want to sponsor your clothes?
As far as sponsoring clothes, we have went to Maurice's before. It's right here in the Nacogdoches community. They have sponsored some of our shows, but the past 2 shows have been fundraised and us being on our own and really just making clothes ourselves with our own hands.
Okay. We have some footage from F&M's former president, Jackie Polk, and new vice president, Brittany Banks, on how they think the show went and what SFA can start expecting from this organization.
She ain't real. She ain't gonna be able to love you like I will. She is a stranger. You and I have history, or don't you remember?
My name is Jacqueline Polk, and I am now the former president of Fashion in Motion. The last show was Project Red, which has been I've been doing this since fall of 2009. So it's been about 4 years in F&M, 2 years being president, but I think this last show was awesome. With the help of Jalessa and the new e-board, and basically I'm passing this all over to Jalessa.
This is the 6th Project Red we've had. I am head of hair and also head of the entertainment committee, and starting next semester I'll be the vice president. F&M is taking another new direction into a new level, and I'm excited to see what we can bring to the campus. I feel like F&M will no longer just be a fashion show anymore, but it'll be a respected organization next year. We're bringing like different events like speed dating, pool party, different events that, the student body would want. So we can be known more than just a fashion organization, and we can bring in more members to our organization.
Now, Jalessa, how do you think the show turned out?
I think that this show was really great because this show was kind of under my wing. So it's kind of my first production, but everybody still kind of see Jackie's name right now. But this was kind of my first production. I think it went really good.
Really? I noticed you said that this was your first year to be the president. You have to assume more of a authoritative role in there to make sure that everything goes off. How do you feel about like having that leadership on your shoulders?
Well, to be honest, with F&M, I've been in it since I was a freshman. I'm a junior now. And so I've always had an e-board position. So it's always been a leadership position. But with that being president, I feel like, it's going to be a lot to take on, but I know I got it.
Really? Is it easier because you've done so many shows? Like, is it easier to know that, okay, we have a show coming up, so I know I have to do this and make sure that everything's in order?
Yeah, it's easier, but it is easier. I mean, we've already started. We already have the next day for the next show. So we've already started. I just know to start early on things, just in case, and leave room for mistakes.
Oh, okay. How many years have you been a member of F&M? I think you said you started from your freshman year and you're a junior now, so that would make 3 years?
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time. What do you expect for next year?
Next year, I expect way more members, which we have a lot of members now. We have about 50. But I expect a lot of people to be involved, a lot of people to know about things. And for next year, it kind of be like a one-on-one thing, because when we take in people, we go, you know, do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? As far as this year, we can kind of teach them. You know, you don't have to know. Let us teach you. So that's kind of what I want to do, kind of like a teaching program.
About how long would you say the process is from, okay, we have the concept of what we want to do for a show for this year, and to like the finished product? About how long would you say it takes, and what all goes into making sure that happens?
Well, actually for the next show, we can't really start anything until we got our models. And we have a model call, which is when we call out all the models to try out at the beginning of the semester. And from the dates that we already set from the model call, next semester we will only have 4 weeks to make the show.
4 weeks to make the
4
show?
weeks.
How exactly how do you guys do the model calls? Do like they come in and like do they present headshots and everything like that, like a real modeling agency, or?
I wish, you know, but not a lot of people can go and get a person to take a picture, I guess. But what we do is we have them walk back and forth, and we just kind of be like, okay, well, you know, we'll call you. And when they make it to the final round, we have a model walk off, and from there is when we pick our like final 20, 22, how many ever we pick.
Okay. Even though the organization has been around for a while and you've done a lot of shows, do you think there's anything that you all could still improve on to, like, you know, make sure that the next production is even better than the last?
There's always room to improve. We can improve on everything as far as model styling, hair. We can improve on anything, everything, every show, there's room for improvement.
Are you ready for the responsibility of actually being the president? Because as I stated earlier, like a lot of roles, or you have to play so many roles, and being so, like, are you okay with that? You think
I'm ready.
You
I'm
are?
ready.
That's good. How many shows have you guys produced again?
We have produced 11.
11 shows? Okay. And out of those 11, how many have you actually had, I don't want to say an important role, because that would, you know, sound like I'm saying everybody else's role isn't important, but how many have you actually had, like, your finger actually on the show to, like?
Kind of since my freshman year. My freshman year, I started off being a stylist, and I had one model. So I styled her like 7 segments. The next year, I was secretary, and this year I'm president. So, like,
just moving on.
I've definitely 2, 4, 6 shows would be I've touched on. So,
have you ever been a model in the show?
No, I actually did not try out for modeling, but I suggest everybody try out for modeling. I mean, it's a great opportunity. You learn, you meet a lot of people.
Okay. Well, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
If you would like to find out more information about Fashion in Motion and what events are coming up, you can follow them on Twitter at FNM_SFA, or their Facebook page, FNM Society. I would like to thank my fashionable guest, Jalessa Davis, for stopping by, and thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in next time for another episode of Purple Pride.